All right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily update on Bitcoin and the crypto markets. Okay, guys, so yesterday, after we ended the stream, we were ending the stream right about in this area here. Bitcoin did get a little bit of a relief rally to the upside, and we came up to the top of our pitchfork band. This is the pitchfork band on Coinbase that I showed you guys yesterday. The same pitchfork band, or the same pitchfork in general, as our bigger wave 3 pitchfork on Bybit. Just it has a little bit different characteristics based on that first low that was made way down at the bottom of our last range, actually at the very bottom of the pitchfork down here. But if we look at the Coinbase chart, you can see here on the Bybit chart, you still haven't closed the daily candle with inside that band yet. But the same pitchfork on Coinbase, because the Coinbase low didn't have the big wick that Bybit did, the pitchfork is a little bit different here. And you can see, let me get rid of this channel here. You can see that we are just trading within the band. We are just chopping and trading within the band. So if we zoom in onto the hourly chart, forming that range within those pitchfork bands that often happens, you can see that after bouncing in yesterday's live stream, we had a bounce up to backtest the top of that pitchfork band, which was over the past couple of days acting as your support level, now being flipped to resistance. And we rejected from the bearish backtest of that pitchfork band, and we dropped all the way to our bottom of the pitchfork band. Still trading with inside the pitchfork band overall, still kind of trading with inside this pitchfork band. But we did come down to the first take profit. I am still short from around 107K from that rejection of the channel, of our macro channel, and the rejection of the anchored VWAP, our key 74K anchored VWAP. Did take profit one. I took about 35% profit out at that naked weekly point of control in confluence with our golden pocket at 101.9K, which yesterday I did say it was highly likely that we do come down at least to that area of support. But you can see here, as we came down to that area, we just busted straight through it because we did front run it yesterday by a few $100. After coming down today, after rejecting from the bearish backtest of the pitchfork band, we came down and we're busting through it and actually flipping it to resistance. So if I zoom in onto the lower time frames, let's zoom in onto the 12-minute chart. You can see after breaking through that golden pocket and that naked weekly point of control, it's now acting as resistance and giving us those multiple rejections, at least very locally. But we are not overall losing this pitchfork band quite yet. Now you can see I do have a support level laid out just below us. And let's zoom back out onto the hourly chart. And I am looking now. We are on the 1 hour chart. We do have nice bull divs now. You can see between yesterday's low and today's low, lower lows on the price action, higher lows on the momentum waves, and your money flow is curving to the upside on the hourly chart. Also with NAMI, you can see the bull divs, and we have potential money flow bull divs, not confirmed yet here. But just below us, if we did break our golden pocket, I was looking at one level just below us, and if we turn on our range that we've been in for the past since last Tuesday, so about 8 days, you can see the value area low of that range is going to be coming in. Also, let's go ahead and turn on our naked daily points of controls. You can see we have a naked daily point of control that was front run at 100.7K, or like, let's say $100,740. And if we look at that same Fibonacci pulled from the bottom of last Tuesday to the highs that we made on Monday, we take that same Fibonacci and we turn on our 786. You can see that 786 Fibonacci is going to be in perfect confluence with that naked daily point of control and very, very close to that value area low. So we could make one more low, make another drive of bull divs on the chart on some lower time frames, hitting into that 786 and that naked daily point of control. But overall, I would like to just say we are just chopping around. Let me go ahead and turn off that naked weekly point of control now. Actually, we can delete that because that's been hit now. So naked weekly point of control we can get rid of. And if let's just clean up this chart a bit, turn off that, and we can look at this pitchfork band. Let's go ahead and hide our range. We're still just chopping within the pitchfork band and forming a range within this pitchfork band. But guys, when I came in onto the live stream yesterday, I did say that overall I am still more bearish on Bitcoin, expecting new lows to be coming in, taking out our lows from last Tuesday and coming down and at least seeing a swing failure pattern of the 98.2K lows and potentially coming down to that 96.5K area of support where our macro POC is. Let's see, where is that? There we go. That's SFP of 98.2 on Coinbase. So, yeah, we are chopping within a range, and this range to me, this whole entire range for 8 days does look like more corrective price action before continuing the downtrend. So we have our big downtrend, a relief rally, a big downtrend. This is all just a big relief rally to me, and now we are starting to dump here again. Now, we did hit the golden pocket. Remember, we cannot classify this as a 5-wave impulse anymore because we did hit the golden pocket. If we pull our golden pocket from our potential wave 3 highs to our wave 3 lows, we've hit that golden pocket at 107K. That's what we rejected from, right at 107K. So we still cannot classify this as a 5-wave impulse down because of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, invalid. That has been invalidated. But that doesn't mean that we can't continue to range here for a bit and then drop down to make new lows here. And that is what I'm thinking still is the highest probability. If we zoom out onto our daily time frame, you can see on the daily time frame, we still do have bearish money flow draining out of the asset on Bitcoin pretty aggressively. And we did print that hidden bear div on Monday on the daily time frame with a red dot and the momentum wave topping out on NAMI. So hidden bear div is a continuation pattern, meaning that we're more likely to come take out those lows from last Tuesday, 8 days ago. So yeah, I am expecting Bitcoin to continue dropping here. Now, if we can get a drop maybe tomorrow or even tonight relatively quickly in the next day or two down to SFP, that 98.2K lows, or down to 96.5, we could be developing some nice bull divs on the daily time frame into macro support level. So anytime we can see, and you can see NAMI as well, potentially developing those bull divs, actually on NAMI, multiple drives of bull div. And we would also have the money flow bullish divergence with the momentum bullish divergence on Market Cipher B. And for me, that is my primary trade setup, my primary confirmation to enter a bigger trade or to enter a trade in general, whether it's a swing trade, day trade, or scalp trade. So coming down into that, either SFPing 98.2K or coming down a little bit lower to hit that 96.6, 96.5K point of control of our large range would be really nice to see. Now, if we do that in the next couple of days, we really want to see this money flow kind of starting to be rounded out here on Market Cipher B, to be bottoming out here. And we want to see this momentum wave start to curl over before it gets below so we can confirm those bull divs here. But it is looking like we could get a possible decent multi-$1,000 move if we can take one more low and have those bull divs on the chart. It might be able to give us a decent pushback up from 96.5K all the way back up to back test our anchored VWAP again, because on the daily time frame, we've had our first bearish back test, confirmed a rejection. But after bouncing from a major support level, you'll often get another higher time frame back test. And if we reject, we can expect to continue down to our next major support level. If we can get back above it after bouncing from 96.5 or 98.2, we can get back above 107. Then we are in good shape to make probably come up, take out these semi-equal highs up here. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. So nothing too much has changed for me on Bitcoin. Still expecting more downside or the range to continue. I mean, we could continue ranging within this range for the next, week or so. We could continue to range within these pitchfork bands, in and around these pitchfork bands. And I've often described this on my channel, but in these higher time frame pitchforks, you often will form ranges that can last weeks with inside and around these bands. And so that's what I'm looking at. But with our overall sentiment being bearish, zooming out to the 4-hour time frame, our overall sentiment still being bearish, market structure making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, I do expect that bearish market structure to continue until we hit more major support levels. Now, last Tuesday, We did hit, I believe it was a naked daily point of control there, and we bounced from our naked daily point of control. But that wasn't a major support level with major confluence. And it was right before taking out some key liquidity on the charts. So I am looking for more downside overall. Now, if we can get that downside, once again, I just showed you on the daily time frame, we could set up some nice potential bull divs on the daily time frame if we can get one more low on the charts. But if we look at our 4-hour time frame, we could also get a nice 4-hour bull div and money flow bull div on market cipher B. And if we look at NAMI here, NAMI is setting up for a very nice multiple drives of bull div on the 4-hour, and we could have our money flow bull div low, higher low, higher low, and it could be another higher low. So 4 drives of money flow bull div. I am looking for a decent move up from macro support, either the swing failure pattern of 98.2 or the point of control at 96.6, 96.5K. But that's kind of what I'm looking at. Other than that, not too much happened today. I was looking to add to my short position at 105,500. So if we look at the price, the drop from yesterday, we rejected from, well, on Monday, we rejected from 107K, the back test of the anchored VWAP and the channel, that bigger parallel channel that we back tested and broke down from on the bearish back test. If we pull our golden pocket on that, let's just go ahead and pull our golden pocket from the highs on Monday to our lows yesterday. You can see that our golden pocket was actually coming in at a pretty key level because we had some internal liquidity resting above that. And once again, guys, the reason why this internal liquidity would be important is because we had this big imbalance candle or this fair value gap that was right afterwards. So I was looking to come up a little bit higher to add to my short position. I was going to add to it if we tapped into that 105.5 and took that liquidity into a golden pocket and then dropped. I was looking to add to my short position here, but we didn't quite make it up there because we did reject. First of all, we did fill in that fair value gap. You can see this fair value gap that was in here. We filled in our fair value gap, and then we rejected. After filling in the fair value gap, we rejected from the top of our pitchfork band. So did not add to my short position. Now, finally, we did come down and hit that golden pocket that we were looking at yesterday, that support level we were looking at yesterday. The golden pocket at 101,900 in confluence with a naked weekly point of control. So that was a TP1 for me and a potential support level. It's looking not too good anymore the way we just sliced through that support level. And right now on lower time frames, we're flipping it to kind of resistance here. But I will say this, we are at the bottom of the pitchfork band. And just like we front ran our golden pocket earlier today, let me get it back up here. Just like we front ran our golden pocket touch earlier today here because we rejected from the top of the pitchfork band, we could front run our naked daily point of control and our 786 because we're bouncing from the bottom of the pitchfork band. And what we want to do, and I talked about this, Jason Casper went live earlier today. I talked about it. I did not take a long position on Bitcoin. I'm still not long on Bitcoin yet. But if we can start to reclaim that naked weekly point of control at 101.9, where our golden pocket is, the 0.65 of that golden pocket, if we can start to reclaim this and close like an hourly candle above this, I'll look for a long position, and it would be a scalp long position. So once again, I would just be looking for something like a long, maybe up in this area, and my stop would actually go below the local wick lows, not the low from today, but the local wick lows there. And I'd be looking at just coming up to our golden pocket pulled from today's highs to today's lows, that golden pocket somewhere around that area, and look at taking out a majority of the trade from that area. It would also fill in kind of this fair value gap we got in here. You can see on the hourly chart, we have this nice big fair value gap from this big drop that we saw earlier today. So we'll turn on that fair value gap there. You can see this big fair value gap. If we put on our golden pocket back on the chart, you can see coming up to that local golden pocket around 103,500 would also fill in that fair value gap right into a golden pocket. So it could be a nice little scalp position. But scalp long position. But once again, I am not taking that position until we can close an hourly candle above 101,900. If not, I'll just continue to hold my short, and I will look at taking out probably another 15% when we get down to 100.7. But for me, I am looking at ultimately taking out the lows at 98.2K. So I will probably actually only take 10% more out of the trade at 100.7 because I am ultimately looking on the higher time frames about coming down to grab the liquidity and potentially drop to that 96.6K point of control, our large range point of control. Other than that, guys, there's not too much else to talk about for Bitcoin. We're still in the range that we've been in for 8 days. We're very close to the value area low of the range, and we're fighting and we're flipping the point of control to resistance right now. Locally, very, very locally. We broke it down earlier today and we're flipping it to resistance. So as long as we're below that point of control, which happens to be right at the same area as that 101,900 golden pocket, as long as we're below that point of control, I will look for continuation down to this next box of support, which is the golden pocket in confluence with that 786 and naked daily point of control. Now, we did confirm a new daily resistance today. I think let's see, chart close, new daily close was 15 minutes ago. So if we go on to the daily time frame, you can see we have that daily candle close. Actually, that was from Tuesday, but that daily level at pretty much 106K. I will be watching that as a potential area for a resistance as well. Like if we can bounce from the value area low of the range, get back inside of our pitchfork and kind of grind your way up here, because that swing failure pattern into the pitchfork band and the daily level, this kind of area of resistance would be an area of resistance where we could just, once again, guys, extend this range a bit longer before ultimately breaking it down. We'll see how it plays out over the next couple of days. I will be live with you guys tomorrow and Friday, so we can check out this price action while we're live during that. Okay, let's go on to the total market cap and some of the altcoins. But before we do, I want to just talk about the partners of the channel. The main partner of the channel is going to be BYDFI. They are a VPN and KYC free exchange. All you need is an email and a password to sign up. If you do sign up using my affiliate link in the description below, they're going to give you a minimum of 20% discounts on trading fees, but you can actually earn up to 40% discounts on trading fees if you deposit some large amounts into the exchange. They're offering up to $8,100 in futures trading bonuses, depending on how much you trade in the futures markets. And they're offering some of the best initial deposit bonuses in the game. So if you deposit just $100, they'll give you a 50% deposit bonus, and then they'll give you various 20 and 10% deposit bonuses depending on how much you deposit into the exchange. And I have partnered with BYDFI to create a Telegram community where if you are interested in getting my analysis when I'm not doing my videos or live streams, I post my thoughts on the market throughout the day. I do post trade setups in there, although recently there hasn't been much trade setups to post. But if you're interested in signing up for that Telegram, it's free. All you have to do is join BYDFI, sign up for BYDFI, create an account with my affiliate link, and deposit $100 into the exchange. That $100 is your money to trade with. You will get the 50% deposit bonus. You will get the 20% discounts on trading fees. And then once you've signed up with BYDFI and deposited the money, click on the Telegram link in the description of this video. Once you are in that Telegram, type in /verify and your user ID, which will be right up here. It's probably going to be a string of letters and numbers. And that'll automatically get you into that Telegram group. And once you're in, you are in. The next partner of the channel is going to be NAMI Trading. NAMI is this momentum and money flow indicator that I do use for trade confirmations. Like earlier in this video, I was talking about how the multiple drives of 4-hour bull div could be setting up if we take out last Tuesday's lows. The daily bull div that's setting up if we take out last Tuesday's lows. So these are the confirmations that I need to enter a trade to be more confident in entering a trade. And if you're interested in purchasing NAMI, they do have a 50% off discount. If you use my affiliate link in the description, type in Divine50 in the coupon code box. And I do suggest you guys use that coupon while it's available, because I do not know how long that's going to be running. That discount's going to be running. Then lastly, we do have MEXC and Bybit, both great reputable exchanges, both giving you some initial deposit bonuses, 10% deposit bonuses, and some futures trading bonuses, depending on how much volume you trade in those futures markets. So it's a great way to help out the channel, and they're all reputable exchanges that I have used or use currently myself. All right, getting back to the TA here. Let's go into the total market cap real quick. Now, yesterday in the live stream, we talked about this ascending channel that we're seeing in the total market cap. And that if we do break this channel to the downside, and I even said this in yesterday's video, we'll probably break it to the downside, hit our local golden pocket. So if we pull the golden pocket from the lows, the bounce from the pitchfork level to our highs that we made on Monday, we turn on that golden pocket. I did say we would probably get a bounce from this golden pocket, and it's either going to be two things. It's either going to be a fake out of the breakdown of the channel, and we're going to reclaim it and continue kind of trading within this ascending channel and possibly even making new highs on the charts, or we're going to fall through the channel, bounce from the golden pocket just a little bit to see an immediate low time frame back test of that channel and then dump. And we're in that process right now. So you can see earlier today we had lost the channel, and we are in the process. I'm on the hourly chart. If we zoom in onto the 5-minute chart here, you can see since losing the channel, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 10 back tests now of that channel, and we are still not able to break back inside of that channel. After hitting our golden pocket, though, we've seen 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 back tests of that channel. So if we cannot get back in this channel relatively soon, I do expect us to see that rejection on the bearish back test of this channel, the immediate low time frame back test of the channel, and a continuation to the downside here. Continuing, let's pull our volume profile of this small range, and I would look at continuing down towards that 786 in value area low. Really, the liquidity of the second pivot of the channel. I talk about this a lot on the channel, on my YouTube channel and my live streams. When you have a channel structure like this and you start to break it to the downside in an ascending channel, you'll often sweep the liquidity that has been built up throughout this entire channel, and you'll a majority of the time at least sweep the liquidity of the second pivot of the channel, but sometimes you come down and you sweep the liquidity of the entire channel. So coming down to that 786 is nice, but I would like to actually even come a little bit lower to sweep that liquidity of that second pivot. And so that's something that I would be looking at doing if we confirm this back test right now, and we'll see a pretty aggressive drop. It would be nice to sweep that liquidity and then close the hourly candle at or above that 786, and then maybe see a higher time frame back test of that channel before maybe continuing to dump down and creating more of that sideways range here. But overall, I am expecting another low to come in on the charts, because we are seeing the 1 hour bull divs right now on the charts here for the total market cap. But if we zoom out onto the daily time frame, you can see our money flow is still bearish here. And if we take out last Tuesday's lows, let me just hide this channel really quickly, and we will look at on the daily time frame. First of all, we had the liquidity grab. I'll get rid of that. We did front run that value area low of our larger range, pretty much all of 2025's price action. Let's hide this range here. And so what we could be looking at, and even the bottom of the pitchfork channel is a level, the bottom of the pitchfork band is a level that we might be able to bounce from, because we had a nice decent bounce from the top of the pitchfork band. But if we can come down now and see one more flush down bouncing from the bottom of the pitchfork band, it would give us that nice daily bull div on the chart, and NAMI would give us a bull div on the chart here. By then, we would want to see the money flow on Market Cipher B starting to round off here. And if we do fall back inside of this channel or this pitchfork band here, we could start to, just like Bitcoin has been right now for the past 8 days, we could start to form a range inside of the pitchfork band, just like Bitcoin was, before continuing to drop even lower here. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on that in the live streams, in the videos. But that's what I'm looking at for the total market cap for now, looking at a little bit more downside to come as well. Okay, on Ethereum. Oh, let me turn off these daily levels. On Ethereum, we're still looking at that ascending channel as well. We covered this in yesterday's live stream. So if you missed yesterday's live stream, we did do some analysis on Ethereum, and I'm still looking to come a little bit lower on Ethereum. We broke this channel down. You can see on yesterday's low, we held the bottom of the channel, and we got a pump back up. Guess where we rejected, guys? These pitchforks are just so fantastic. We rejected from the bottom of our macro pitchfork band. And in this case, we were holding. So let me zoom out to the 4-hour chart here. And we covered this in yesterday's live stream. So if you want to look at that yesterday's live stream, let me go ahead and hide our channel for a second. And let's hide our range that we rejected from. So on Monday, we had the bearish rejection from the bearish backtest of our value area low of our 3-month long range. So that already right there should tell you we lost the range. We came up for a bearish backtest. We're rejecting. We do have a higher probability on higher time frames to take out those lows from last Tuesday. But in the meantime, what is happening also is the top of this pitchfork band. Let me hide this range here so we can clean up this chart, get a better look at this. While we were in that triangle a few weeks ago, the top of the pitchfork band was holding a support. You could see some wickage past it, but overall, the top of the pitchfork band was holding as support. Once we lost it, we busted all the way through the pitchfork band. We did bounce from that key golden pocket, and it was also a pitchfork midline of a different pitchfork. And now we're back testing the bottom of the band. And you can see what happened earlier yesterday was we came up. Let me zoom in onto the 1-hour chart now. After bouncing from the bottom of our channel from the lows on yesterday, we came up today, back tested the bottom of the pitchfork band again, and saw another perfect rejection from the bottom of the pitchfork band. Now, I want us to come down a little bit lower here on Ethereum, and I will be looking at local scalp positions. So if we turn on our channel, you can see we broke our channel to the downside, and right now we are forming, if I zoom in onto like a 12-minute chart, you can see we're kind of forming this triangle or this triangle here on Ethereum where we could have a higher probability of breaking this to the downside. So what I'm looking at here for Ethereum is continuing to push down locally because we did break below the channel and we are starting to form a sideways range below that channel. And zooming back out onto the hourly time frame, our golden pocket pulled from the lows to our highs of our local range of our local ascending channel, pulled from the lows of the channel to the highs within that channel. That golden pocket is coming in around 3,300, 3,285, 3,300, where you can see we also have a naked daily point of control that's down there, a fresh naked daily point of control. And I believe it's a naked weekly point of control as well. Let me double check that here. No naked weekly. That's kind of where we're holding right now. We're bouncing today on today's lows. We're holding that naked weekly point of control from last week. So that's now been tapped. It could hold. I think we're going to come a little bit lower. If we pull our volume profile from those lows, you can see that our value area low, first of all, we're below the point of control of our range. And the value area low is in this general range where our naked daily point of control golden pocket is. So I would be looking for a bounce around that 3,300 to like 3,250 level. And if we do come down there, we see a bounce. What I'll be looking for is a higher time frame bearish backtest of the ascending channel and maybe again of our pitchfork band. And if we get that higher time frame backtest after hitting that golden pocket, I expect us to come down and take out last Tuesday's lows. But really, I am expecting us to kind of continue down with Ethereum as well. We are setting up nice 1-hour bull divs. You can see here on the charts, lower lows on the price action, higher lows on the momentum waves. Also with NAMI, bull divs and money flows about to cross over into the green here. But as long as we're below our range point of control, we have a high probability of continuing a little bit lower here. Going on to the 4-hour chart, on the 4-hour chart, you can see we are We're not setting up for 4-hour bull divs unless we take out last Tuesday's lows. So say we see a bounce from here, a rejection, and then continue down, we could set up some nice bull divs on the chart on the 4-hour, and then also with NAMI as well, some nice bull divs and some nice money flow bull divs on the chart here. So looking at coming down and maybe even seeing just a double bottom on Ethereum, but taking that liquidity and making a new low. If we go on to our other Ethereum chart, our Bybit Ethereum chart, and we look at our other pitchfork, so this green box here was a macro support level, and it was the bullish backtest of your 4-year range value area high in confluence with your pitchfork midline and your macro golden pocket. So we did get a nice bounce from that area. But if we come down and backtest this, because oftentimes on these more macro pitchfork midlines, just like we saw here at the band, you know, you had one rejection, two rejection before breaking it to the upside, and then you saw one support, two support before breaking it to the downside. So, and then here we saw one rejection, two rejections before breaking it down again. So oftentimes you will bounce a couple times from that pitchfork band or pitchfork midline or pitchfork level, whatever level it is. So we came down, we bounced from the midline once. We're making a lower high. If we come down, we could see another bounce again from this pitchfork midline and kind of trade within some sort of triangle here before ultimately really breaking this thing down to 2,700. But either way, if we look at both of our macro pitchforks, they're different on the Coinbase chart. The Coinbase chart one is different than this one, but you can see if we break this midline down, the next major support levels coming in around, 24 to 2,600. And if we look at the Coinbase chart, our pitchfork midline coming in 27 to about 2,600 here. So we have that support levels coming in around those general areas in the mid 2000s. But for now, I'm just looking at local scalp trades. So that naked daily point of control around 3,300. I want to see at least some sort of reaction there. And as we're coming down there, we are developing the bull divs on the 1 hour and under, which could give us at least a scalp play, a bounce from here, maybe a back test of that value area high of the range. But I'll look for a decent scalp here if we continue to get bull divs on the chart. Other than that, more macro time frame, it is possible that we do break down on Ethereum. But that's about it for Ethereum, guys. Let's move on. Actually, let's check our new naked daily point of control that just closed 30 minutes ago. New naked daily point of control. It would help to turn it on. Yeah, okay. So we're pretty much where it's at right now. Nothing to look at here. Okay, moving on to Solana here. So Solana, guys, is breaking down below our golden pocket, below our naked weekly point of control. Unfortunately, actually yesterday we broke down the lows from yesterday. We bounced from the value area low of our range. You can see we bounced from the value area low of our range. Made a lower high, and now we're attempting to lose our value area low now. We're below our golden pocket. Actually, let's pull the golden pocket from the lows. Yeah, we're still below our golden pocket from the lows to the highs. And we're below our naked weekly point of control that kind of just got busted straight through. So I'm going to delete that naked weekly point of control. Let's see. Did we hit the 786 yet? Yeah, we actually hit the 786 on Solana. But here's the thing with Solana, guys. Solana is not forming that aggressive ascending channel like Bitcoin, or not like Bitcoin, but like Ethereum and some of the other altcoins are, like Chainlink. They were forming these pretty aggressive ascending channels. We're forming more of a sideways range here on Solana with a little bit of a deviation of that range here. But what we did see on Solana, and I talked about this all last week, and I talked about this earlier this week in my live streams, we front ran a very, very key support level on Solana. So let's go ahead and clean up this chart a bit, and then we'll zoom out to the daily time frame. And I want to show you guys on the daily time frame, we have our macro 20-month long range. This goes back to March of 2024, our sideways range on Solana since March of 2024. Our point of control just below us was not hit. It was front ran on the low last Tuesday. And because we broke our bullish pitchfork after rejecting from the top of the pitchfork, we broke the pitchfork to the downside. I do think we are going to come down and hit that macro support level before seeing a real push to the upside. So I am looking for also Solana to make new lows. If we look at the money flow on Market Cipher B, it's bearish. We have money flow draining out of the asset. Also, near these points of controls, you often form ranges before seeing a real move to the upside. And I am looking locally to come down and take out Tuesday's lows, last Tuesday's lows, 8 days ago, 9 days ago, whatever it was, to come down into our box of support, which would be an SFP of last Tuesday's lows, into your naked weekly point of control at 144 and your point of control around 143.7. So that is what I'm looking at overall to happen on Solana here, is to come down one more time, to break down one more time, to make new lows on the charts. Okay, let's go ahead and clean that up. Clean that up there. Yeah, and if we do come down, you can see we could be possibly making it. We want to come down relatively quickly here, but if we can come down and bounce from that level, it would create some nice bull divs locally on the 2-hour and regionally on the 2-hour. That is a lower low, just barely, this momentum wave here, with money flow curving to the upside overall. And also we would have the bull divs on NAMI with money flow curving to the upside here. And if we zoom out to the 4-hour chart, on the 4-hour chart, you can see we're setting up nicely to make some bull divs. If we can take out last Tuesday's lows into our support level, bull divs with money flow curving to the upside on the 4-hour. And you can see the bull divs that would form on NAMI with potential money flow bull divs. You don't want your money flow to go too much lower, but you can see right now, if I put my cursor here sideways, it is a bull div on money flow right now. So once again, that really nice NAMI / Market Cipher B setup that I look for as a primary confirmation on my trades. Okay, but other than that, that's about it, guys. Now, if we do bounce from where we're at right now, that 786, that local 786 pulled from the lows of Tuesday, last Tuesday to the highs, you can see we're bouncing from that 786 today. But I would be just looking at trading our small range. You're going to pull that small range and maybe possibly a move up to the value area high of the range. You can see we're kind of holding the value area low. We wick past it to hit the 786. We're holding the value area low, but let's check out. Let's go on to the daily chart here. Yeah, I mean, we do have that daily level that's coming in at 167.31, so we'll throw that on there. Let's go on to our hourly chart, and then let's look at our NPOCs. And we do have that naked daily point of control that's right around the value area high of our range. So I would say if we're going to bounce from this 786 and the value area low, we could just rotate our local range and trade within this sideways range. Like I said, it's more sideways than Ethereum. So, of course, if we're going to bounce here, we could look for a move up to that naked daily in that value area high and then continue to rotate back down. So, if you're already not in a long trade on Solana from the 786, like, you know what, the trade here would have been after bouncing from the 786, once you've reclaimed your value area low, you re-enter as soon as you reclaim your value area low, your stop would go below that low, and you would be targeting the value area high / naked daily point of control. That's a 6-to-1 risk reward ratio there. Even if you entered now, you're still at a 3-to-1 pretty much, a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio on that scalp trade if you think it's going to bounce from this value area low. Now, I'm not convinced. I'm not going to enter that long. Let me be clear on that right now. I'm not entering a long trade on Solana until we get down to like that 144 area. But that's about all that I'm looking at on Solana right now, guys. Not interested in scalping this range. Really, the only range that I'm interested in scalping, Bitcoin. And I do like to trade Solana. Don't get me wrong. I really like to trade Solana a lot, but right now I'm not interested in that particular trade. I would have wanted to get in at the value area low to make my risk reward ratio a little bit better there. And because our POC, because we're below our POC and we keep rejecting on lower time frames, if we go on to the 15-minute, you can see since losing our POC earlier today, 1 back test, 2 back test, 3 back test, and maybe right now we're coming up for a 4th back test. We cannot get back above that POC. So to me, as long as we're below that POC, I do think we have a higher probability of breaking down to our more macro support level. But that's about it for Solana, guys. Nothing too much else to talk about on Solana. Going on to Sui here. Now, Sui, we're still trading within this range as well, the sideways range. And like Solana, it's more of a sideways range rather than a clean ascending channel. Or if you throw that ascending channel on here on Sui, we broke it down pretty aggressively, yes, on Tuesday. You can see that ascending channel. Let me hide our range for a second. Ascending channel here on the hourly chart, broke it down, back tested it, made new lows, and now we're continuing to just kind of drop lower and lower here. We are around our golden pocket support, so if we pull that golden pocket, actually, yeah, we're right around there, trying to hold our golden pocket now, but it's kind of doing the same thing that Bitcoin's doing and flipping locally to resistance. I will say this, the 1 hour bull dip does look a bit better on Sui than it does on Bitcoin. You can see our money flow is already bottomed out here, and we have the confirmed bull divs with a couple green dots at the bottom here. So we might be able to see a small move up from this golden pocket. If we also look at our naked daily points of controls. Yeah, we also had a naked daily point of control that we hit into as well. So now that naked daily point of control is no longer naked. That was from Tuesday. We came down, hit it today. Could see a nice little bounce from this area, actually. Let's look at our 15-minute chart. Do we see some bull divs? Yeah, nice bull divs. Money flow was coming up. But right now, you can see on the 15-minute, money flow is actually crossing back into the red here. About to cross back into the red. So, man, it's a bit of a tough one here. But if you do want to long this right now, let's go back to our hourly chart. Let me throw off these PVP. And I would be looking at pulling a fib from Monday's highs to today's lows. And I would be looking at that golden pocket. And there's a reason why we're looking at that golden pocket. You can see we have some liquidity from this Darth Maul candle right into that golden pocket. And we have the liquidity from earlier today's highs into that golden pocket as well. Let's see. Is our value area high up there? Yeah, and your value area highs up there as well. So that would be your local resistance. Now, guys, this is a scalp trade. So remember, if you're doing a scalp trade here, if you're going to long right now on Sui, let's just say you're going to long right now, your stop is going to go below the lows, and you're going to be targeting the value area high of the range and the golden pocket. That is a nice 5-to-1 risk-reward ratio trade there. But I would be taking out at least 75% of it when we get to this golden pocket. You also got to be willing to be stopped out on this because we could be continuing to grind down to the value area low because we are below our point of control here. So as long as you're below that point of control, you have a higher probability of kind of continuing down to your value area low 786. That would be the next very local support level for Sui, is that value area low 786 target. But remember, if we start to get volatility, both of these local support and resistances will get busted through so quickly and will come up to more macro levels of support and resistance. So I just want you to be aware of that. Overall on Sui, let's zoom out to the daily chart here. And overall on Sui, what I would like to say, let me just hide this local stuff I just put on the chart. We bounced from the bottom or from the top of our bearish pitchfork band, but coming down to the bottom of the bearish pitchfork band would grab some major liquidity of a major low. So, and it would give us that bull div on the daily time frame. Lower lows on the price action, hopefully would get this here, and then it would also give us the bull divs again on the daily time frame there with NAMI and money flow bull divs here. So that's what I'd be looking at, the SFP of 171.58. Or even if we're going to just come down and take out last Tuesday's lows, let's go ahead and zoom in onto the 2-hour chart. And we have last Tuesday's lows at the bottom of the pitchfork, or the top of the pitchfork band, excuse me, at 183. We could just see a local liquidity grab of last Tuesday's lows into that pitchfork, the top of the pitchfork band again, and bounce once again from the top of the pitchfork band. Just like I showed you guys earlier, generally you'll have multiple tests of the band before, or a pitchfork level before actually flipping it to resistance. And in this case, we might touch it multiple times as support before seeing a bigger, at least, move up here. So SFP of 183 would be something I would be looking at if we get the confirmed SFP. So I would want to see the drop, bounce from the pitchfork level. As soon as we reclaim 183, you could look for the long. And you generally would want to see those bull divs on like the 2-hour, 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart as well is setting up for some nice bull divs. If we can take out last Tuesday's lows, you can see here it would be setting up for some nice bull divs. And on NAMI, you have very slight bull divs there, but yes, it would be setting up for those. And of course, the money flow bull divs. So really, that's all I got on SUI. Now, if we are going to bounce, like I said, if we're going to bounce right now from our golden pocket, I would just be looking at that local resistance that I just laid out. Value area high golden pocket. That's going to be coming in around 212 to 213.9. 212.3 to 213.9. Okay, moving on to Say. Say here is just kind of ranging. Now, look at Say had a very aggressive 3-wave move up, and we back tested our points of controls. It's the point of control of our large range in confluence with the point of control of our smaller range. So let's zoom out to the 4-hour chart here. You can see since the dump ended, since our big crash ended, we've been ranging kind of in this descending channel here. And we're still kind of ranging, we're still kind of trading within this descending channel, but we lost the point of control of our larger range. Let me hide this upper range. This larger range that goes back to April of 2025. So a few months here. And we also, on the bearish backtest of our point of control and our small range point of control, we backtested it twice and we rejected twice. So because of that, we might continue down to our next, and we also have rejected from our pitchfork midline now 3 times. We saw that triple tap of the pitchfork midline. Let me just go ahead and hide these ranges, clean up this chart. You can see here our pitchfork, we rejected from the upper band, lost it, rejected from the bottom of the upper band, came down, tried to hold it as support. We couldn't. We lost it. 1 bearish backtest, 2 bearish backtests, 3 bearish backtests. So now we might continue to drop to the bottom of the pitchfork. Your lower band, your lower band of the pitchfork. And you do have some liquidity resting down if you came kind of to the bottom of that pitchfork band. That is a little bit more of a bearish move than I'm looking for right now. I mean, if we do start to get some volatility kicking in, I do think that, 13 to 12.5 cent level is going to be a real nice support level. But locally right now, you can see we're in this descending channel. Let me just throw this on the chart. We attempted to break out of it. We couldn't. And we're kind of just trading within this descending channel overall. Had a fake out here. Now we're back inside. And you can see after falling back inside yesterday's lows, let's zoom in onto the 1 hour. After falling back inside of it yesterday, we back tested it as pretty much confirming reacceptance back within the channel. So the midline, we might be able to fall back down to that midline there. And let's pull our golden pocket from the lows to our highs that we made. Okay, golden pocket is going to be a bit above the midline, so I'd be looking more at that 786. And let's pull our volume profile here. No, okay, golden pocket it is because your value area low is going to be there. So just below us, golden pocket value area low. And do we have our naked daily down there? Yes, and a naked daily point of control. So next level of support for me on say to the downside would be around this 16.5 cent level. And we might get a decent scalp on that. Value area low, golden pocket, naked daily point of control here. Then if we do bounce from this area, we could continue to just kind of see this sideways range. We'd have to look at that value area high again, which we rejected from twice. It's also our larger pitchfork, or our larger points of control here. Point of control there, and point of control there. So yeah, coming down to that 16.5 cent level could look good. Now I will say this, on say your money flow is still pretty aggressively bearish on the hourly chart here. Unlike Bitcoin, unlike Ethereum, unlike some of the other coins we just looked at, Solana, where your money flow is already kind of starting to round out. We do have the confirmed bull divs, but money flow's bearish. So for me, I'd be looking to come down a little bit lower. 16.5 cents. That's about it for say, guys. Overall, we're probably going to take out, just like with Bitcoin and all the rest of the coins, we're probably highly likely on higher time frames to take out the lows from last Tuesday, November 25th. But the question is are we going to range a little bit longer? So could we see a scalp position from this 16.5 cent area? I do think we could see a scalp long from this 16.5 cent area, but be aware, guys, if we do continue kind of grinding down until we get to that 16.5 cent area, I'm going to be looking at it as a scalp long opportunity where maybe even we can come all the way up to take out the weekend highs. Those were Saturday highs into our box of resistance at around 19.5. You can also see that's where your pitchfork midline is, that red midline here that we've already rejected from 3 times. So it could be another rejection from there. But that's what I'd be looking at for, say, if we do come down to 16.5, I would potentially look for a long, and I would look to take some profit on the SFP of the weekend highs and our highs on Monday into your pitchfork midline. You also have your 786 Fibonacci up there. And a liquidity grab. So I would take out 70. If I long down here, I would take out at least 75% of it up here. That is it for say. That's what I'm going to be looking at for say. What I'm going to do here, because I do like this potential setup, I'm going to set an alert here on that naked daily point of control. So we'll do scalp long. Okay. There we go. All right, moving on here. Let's go to XRP. Now, guys, XRP is still just chopping within its channel. And you can see here, unlike a lot of the coins, XRP has not lost the channel yet. We're still trading within the ascending channel. We did reject on Monday at the resistance box being our 786 and our value area high of our range that since the crash happened. Now, what I would say here is we're below the POC. We dropped below it today. We're back testing it right now. And that was a local support that obviously didn't play out. So we can get rid of that. That didn't play out. I believe there was a naked daily point of control there as well. Let's see. No naked dailies. Was it a naked weekly? Okay. Oh, it was your local 0.5 Fibonacci. If we were looking at a 1-2, 1-2, and then a third wave up. So we've invalidated that bullish scenario now because we do have overlap. You can see here, no more triple 1-2 or multiple 1-2 impulse because we have overlap between these highs and the lows from today. So now we have to look at more of a corrective bearish structure. But what I would say is this support down below us is still pretty good because it is going to be the value area low of our range since the crash happened. It's so, going on, let's see, October 25th, go 3 weeks now, 3 or 4 weeks now, 3 weeks. Value area low of your range, naked daily point of control, and golden pockets all down there between 227 and let's say 225. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. If we do break this channel down, though, we would have to watch for, just like we're seeing right now with Ethereum, a potential bearish backtest of the channel and continuation down. So it's risky to long here, knowing you're breaking a channel down. We could also just slice right through it because anytime you have an ascending channel and you start to break it down, even though you have support, you're breaking down into support, it might slice straight through it, just like Bitcoin sliced straight through it today. So just be aware of that. And of course, the support below us, coming in around 207, the macro value area low of our year-long range, and it would be the SFP of last Tuesday's lows into that macro value area low. But that's about it for XRP. Let's lastly go on to Chainlink here. Now, guys, Chainlink is breaking its channel down. Most of the coins today broke their ascending channels to the downside. You can see yesterday on the lows, we held the bottom of the channel. We got a nice little move up from that, but overall made a lower high. Actually, let's see. Was that a rejection from our golden pocket? Yes. Came up to your golden pocket, lower high, and rejected. So bearish trend we can expect to continue. You had your high, you broke your lows. By breaking these lows, you broke market structure bearishly. Now we had a lower high, so we can expect a lower low, which we've already made today. But we front ran our golden pocket below us, just barely. Let's see. Do we have naked daily points of control down there? Nope, we do not. Let's check our naked weekly real quick. Okay. So the low that we made today was a front run of our golden pocket because we bounced from our naked weekly point of control, coming in around $15, 14.93. So bouncing from a naked weekly point of control, and I would say this naked weekly point of control is a decent level because it's in close confluence with your golden pocket. But what we might see here, especially if Bitcoin continues to drop a little bit, is we might see kind of that double bottom now and some more local drives, or we'll see that kind of channel formation come in here. And then we could get one more low being made below today's lows, and then a nice little move up here, maybe to backtest the channel before coming lower. But we are at macro support, and just like I said in yesterday's live stream, being the macro point of control of our 3-year long range or 2-year long range, and the bottom of our macro pitchfork, I expect a sideways range in here. So maybe this sideways range continues for another week or 2 weeks here. So yeah, but we are around macro support, and I am still interested in looking for potential swing long opportunities into this macro support here. Let's zoom out. Daily chart. We'll hide our channel for a second. Yeah, I mean, we really don't want to break this box of support, this bigger box of support here. Being your macro POC that goes back all the way to November of 2023, so 2-year long range. But coming down to our golden pocket just below us, it might give us a nice long opportunity. The thing is, on Monday's high, just like all the coins, we printed a daily hidden bear div. And because we printed that, we might see that double bottom here. Or kind of, your sideways range by the POC. And we might take out last Tuesday's lows as well. Money flow still looks pretty bearish here. But that's about it, guys. Locally, I am looking for more downside on a lot of these coins. We might see like scalp long opportunities because we're at local support levels or close to local support levels. Chainlink is bouncing from the naked weekly point of control, and it's at near the local golden pocket. But just be wary here, guys. I do think we are going to see more downside continue. So that's about it for today. Please like the video. If you got any sort of insight into the market from this video, please like the video. Remember, we do have the trading competition running on BYDFI. It's running till December 5th. So if you do sign up with BYDFI using my affiliate link, you can sign up for that competition. I will put the link in the description, and it's just a way to earn some extra money. Also, we do have the Telegram community. If you want to sign up in the Telegram community, all you have to do is deposit $100 into BYDFI using my affiliate link, and then you can click the Telegram link in the description of this video. Type in /verify in your user ID name into that Telegram, and you'll get into that Telegram community. So thank you guys for everything. I will be live streaming tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope to see you there. Hopefully we'll get some good price action and some live trade setups. Have a good day.